Beginning this bulletin from Muthaiga, where NTV's Andrew Ocheng is monitoring raids on the prominent businessman Jimi Wanjigi's home in Muthaiga. We'll link up to him shortly, but just a latest development on that is that the government spokesperson Eric Kiraithe has said that the raid, siege and probe on Jimi Wanjigi's house is in the interest of the national security. We'll get more information on that from Andrew in just a moment. But for now, let's first link up with NTV's Leila Mohammed. And police are also raiding Jimi Wanjigi's Kwacha Place offices in Westlands along General Muthaiga Road. Leila Mohammed is covering the events there. Leila, tell us what's happening.
Well, Smriti, police officers arrived here at around 11:30, running to 12, and they were not in a position to access the main building, that is the offices where this Kwacha Place, where Jimi Wanjigi holds most of his business functions. But they were in a position to speak to us a few minutes ago, and they say they were coordinating with the officers that are in Muthaiga. Remember, there is a court order that has been signed by the Chief Magistrate from the Milimani courts early this morning, allowing the police officers to not only gain access into his home in Muthaiga 44, but here at Kwacha Place and also at his hotel in Westlands ABC Place, that is the Caramel Club. And that is what the police officers are doing at this moment, and we have been in a position to see them actually open the main door of the building. There was a gentleman who left here in a border cycle around 30 minutes ago. We have been able to see movement in and outside of this building. There were three gentlemen and a lady who have come to access the building. Probably they were looking like they were employees of this facility, but police officers are outside and they are just waiting for clear information from Muthaiga so that they can be able to do much more than has been expected. So they are acting on that important court order that will allow them to gain access into that facility and really conduct any investigations depending on exactly what they are looking for. And as you have clearly said, the government now says this particular event is happening for what they claim is important security matters in the country.
We do know, of course, that ammunition has been found at a property belonging or believed to belong to Jimi Wanjigi in Malindi, and that court order indicates that the police and investigators have the right to search for any ammunition. Is that also perhaps what's being looked for at the offices of Jimi Wanjigi there in General Muthaiga?
Probably that might be part of what they are looking for. They have not been in a position to speak to the media. They are remaining tight-lipped. However, they are saying that they are acting based upon that order from the Chief Magistrate from the Milimani courts, and they have been able to access that building, but not much has come from this facility at the moment, and we are just waiting for them to leave this facility. Remember, they are also in 2 or 3 other facilities where they're saying they're really looking for this individual other than any material that could link him with what was found in that Malindi home yesterday. So this is something that they're saying is strictly a matter of national security, and that is what they are executing their mandate today.
All right, Leila, thanks very much indeed. No doubt you'll be keeping us abreast with the issues that develop there. So just to bring you up to speed, the offices of Jimi Wanjigi at the Kwacha House on General Muthaiga have also been raided. But let's take you back to his home now, number 44 in Muthaiga. Andrew Ocheng is still on the ground. Andrew, earlier we were able to see mobile phone footage of investigators trying to break into the house, or at least through one of the doors using a sledgehammer, and then also an investigator inside the house asking for the whereabouts of Jimi Wanjigi. What can you tell us from where you are?
Well, thank you, Smriti. From what we've been able to gather from the sources that are of what is happening inside here is that the police officers still believe 100% that Jimi Wanjigi is inside the compound, probably holed up somewhere, and that's what they are saying, that they will not leave the premises without him. That's some of the information that we've managed to gather from some of the officers conducting the operation. They are saying that according to them, they believe that he is inside the compound, and that is why there has been tightened security across the compound, and even inside the number of police officers has increased. And of course, you mentioned that video that has been circulating in social media that had been recorded from inside. And as I mentioned earlier, of course, we saw officers getting in with the big metal cutters and the hammers that would be used for such an operation of breaking it. But what we now understand even now is that if need be, they will be bringing in even more heavier equipment, blow torches and things like that, so that they can gain access to several areas in the house which they would like to gain access into. But speaking of that video, maybe our viewers would like to just see what was happening inside the house at that time.
Guys are rough, you guys be careful.
Yes. Mzuri. Wapi mwenye nyumba? Tunachua nyinyi wa sasa. Si mama. Mimi najua mama. Where is mzee? Mzee. Onge. Tunauliza mzee.
Take cover kwa kila kona. Take cover kwa kila kona.
I'll take you wherever you want to go. Where do you want to?
Well, so those are just some of the activities that were taking place inside the house earlier on today. We still do not know really the situation inside the compound and what has been going on, but from the activities that have been taking place outside, what we can deduce is that the police, and from what they have told us all along since morning, is that they believe that Jimi Wanjigi is inside the compound, and they are going to do everything to get him out and arrest him, execute the search warrant that they have first of all, and then that they are going to arrest him. We have seen officers getting out of the compound just a few minutes ago. We saw officers getting out of the compound with a briefcase and getting into a car and leaving here. So just really some of these developments that are going on here, though clearly no one so far from the police have been able to speak to us just to tell us what exactly they are looking for and why they believe so much that Jimi Wanjigi is inside the compound and why they want to arrest him. Smriti?
All right, Andrew, in the earlier part of that video, it was very clear that the video was being taken from inside the house. And then later on in the video, we did see someone sitting on a sofa speaking to the investigator, and a voice of someone saying, tell me what you want and, I'll take you there. Something along those lines. Do you have any idea as to who is inside the house? Is it house staff or perhaps any sort of family members? Do you know?
Yes, of course, the family members we understand have been inside the compound. We have seen one or two relatives being allowed inside. From yesterday, the politicians who got in, of course, testified to the father, Jimi Wanjigi, the former cabinet minister, being inside of the compound. Of course, he got in when we were outside here, as well as the wife was also, Jimi Wanjigi's wife was also inside the compound. So those are the people we understand so far have been inside the compound. We have not been able to know with certain proof who else is inside the house so far.
All right, Andrew, thanks very much indeed. Clearly some really interesting developments there coming out from this story. Nobody has revealed where Jimi Wanjigi is, but as Andrew Ocheng says, the police believe that he is in that compound somewhere and they will not leave the premises until he's found.